The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to my circle. Today, we're going to talk about our world. We're going to do some geography, and we're going to learn about the letter L. But before we do those things, let's do calendar. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So today we are talking about the day Friday. So let's count and see which day of the week Friday is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 6th day of the week, almost to the weekend. So let's look at the word Friday. Here's the word Friday. The last time we looked at the word Friday, we learned that it begins with the letter F, and the letter F makes the F sound. If you put your hand under your chin and go F, you can feel it when you make the sound that the letter F makes. Now let's look at the second letter in the word Friday. If you say the word red, can you hear R, R? So R says R for R, for R, for Friday, for Friday. Now if it was a Friday, we would sing, today is Friday, today is Friday, today is Friday, all day long. Today is Friday, today is Friday, today is Friday, all day long. Maintenant, en français, now in French. Il y a 7 jours dans une semaine, dimanche, lundi, mardi et mercredi, jeudi, vendredi et samedi. Voilà, voilà les jours de la semaine. Now, Friday is the 6th day of the week. Let's count up to 6 in French. And let's see where we land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Vendredi. Let's look at the word vendredi. Now, the last time we looked at the word vendredi, we saw that it starts with the letter V. V says V, V. Now, let's look at the next 2 letters in the word vendredi. It's a French digraph. E-N says en, vent, vent, vendredi, vendredi, vendredi. Now, if you wanted to tell somebody in French that today is Friday, you would say, aujourd'hui, c'est vendredi. Très bien. Now let's do the months of the year. January, February, March, and April, May, June, July, and August, September, October, November, and December. There are 12 months in a year. Now we are still in January, and it's at the end of January. The next time we meet will be in another month. All right. How is the weather? Is it sunny? How is the weather? Is it raining? How is the weather? Is it snowing? How's the weather where you live? Well, I went outside for a little bit today, and it was a little bit windy and chilly. That's what the weather is like where I live. What's the weather like where you live? Now today, we're going to talk about geography. Now, in the primary class in a Montessori school, that's a classroom that has children between the ages of 3 and 6 years old. In the primary class of a Montessori school, there is something called a continent globe. And the children learn the names of the continents by recognizing the shape and the color. Now, North America, no matter where you go in any Montessori school, any part of the world, North America is always orange. South America is pink. Africa is green. Asia is yellow. Europe is red. Australia is brown. And Antarctica is white. Now there's two Antarcticas because one is at the top of the globe and the other is at the bottom because, you know, the globe is a sphere. All right? Now there's a song that the children learn when we're learning about the continents in the Montessori classroom. It goes like this. Tell me the continents, tell me the continents, tell me if you can. North America, South America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. Don't forget Australia. Don't forget Antarctica. Tell me the continents, tell me the continents, tell me if you can. Now I'll sing that one more time without picking up the continents so that it'll go smoother. Okay. Tell me the continents, tell me the continents, tell me if you can. North America, South America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. Don't forget Australia. Don't forget Antarctica. Tell me the continents, tell me the continents, tell me if you can. Now today, I have a story from North America. This is the continent that I live on, and I think some of you may live on the continent of North America as well. My story comes from the country of Canada, and it's about a girl called Anne, and her name is Anne of Green Gables, and she lives in one of the provinces of Canada, in the province of Prince Edward Island. Now, Canada has 10 provinces, as many provinces as you have fingers on your hands, and the capital of Canada is Ottawa. Now, Anne of Green Gables lived in a province called Prince Edward Island, and that is one of the maritime provinces, one of the island provinces way down at the east end of Canada. Now, this story is called Good Night, Anne. Time for bed, Anne. Yes, Marilla, but not before I say good night. I always say good night to everyone I love. Good night, Matthew, shy and sweet. Thank you so much for the dress with real puffed sleeves. Good night, Diana, my bosom friend. We were kindred spirits the moment we met. Good night, Gilbert. Well, really, good riddance. I will never forgive you for calling me Carrots. He called her Carrots because she has red hair. But I forgave Mrs. Rachel Lynde, and she forgave me. We both speak our minds and should mind what we say. So good night, Mrs. Lynde, dear nosy neighbor. And good night, Miss Stacy, my splendid teacher. When she says my name, I just know she's spelling Ann with an E. Good night, Bonnie, growing on the sill. Everything deserves its own name, and Bonnie is much better named, and Bonnie is a much better name than just geranium, isn't it? This plant is a geranium and she calls it Bonnie. Good night, my snow queen, all dressed in white. Listen, can you hear her talking in her sleep? What nice dreams trees must have. Anne has a very big imagination. Good night, lake of shining waters. Oh, you always seem to be smiling at me. Good night, sky and bright, clear stars. If you could live on a star, which one would you choose? Or would you rather live in a tree? I do love trees. A wild cherry would make a wonderful bed. Anne's imagination. Anne Shirley, time for your bed. Poor Marilla is getting very cross and is taking too long to go to bed. Yes, Marilla, sensible and strict. Sometimes, oh, how much you miss. But good night, Marilla, I love you so. Good night to all my kindred spirits. And good night, Green Gables. You really are the dearest, loveliest spot in the world. As soon as I saw you, I knew I was home. Good night, Avonlea. Good night, Island. Good night to the whole dear old world. Time to sleep, time to dream. Good night, Anne. Anne with an E. Did you enjoy that story from Canada? When you're older and you can read for yourself, maybe you can go to the library and you can find the stories about Anne of Green Gables. They're a lot of fun. Let's sing the continent song one more time. Are you ready? Tell me the continents, tell me the continents, tell me if you can. North America, South America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. Don't forget Australia. Don't forget Antarctica. Tell me the continents, tell me the continents, tell me if you can. All right, we're going to do our phonics lesson now, but before that, let's do a song just to go into it. All right, get your hands ready. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Fold them on your lap. Now we're going to use our ears to listen and our eyes to see. I'll get the book. Today's lesson is on the letter L. So let's see what Detective Dave is going to teach us today. Life on a farm is always busy. Uncle Larry must look after his farm in all kinds of weather. One stormy day, when Dave and Jen were visiting the farm, Uncle Larry put on his long-legged boots and started out across the backyard, the back lawn. Dave and Jen longed to go with him, but they had left their boots at home. For a long time they looked through the screen door, watching the lightning and listening to the loud thunder. At last, the rain stopped and the sun peeped out. Dave noticed a ladder leaning against a tree near the house. Quickly, they climbed a little way up the ladder and listened for Uncle Larry. It was not long before they heard a sound that made them laugh. Uncle Larry came around the corner carrying a letter, and they noticed that his long boots were making a funny noise as he lifted each one from the mud. "Listen, Jen," said Detective Dave. "Uncle Larry is making the sound of the letter L, and his long body and legs look like the letter L. Long-legged Larry says, L, L, L." All right, let's look at the picture. What can we see in this picture that begins with the letter L, the L sound? Well, I see a ladder. I see a lantern. Uncle Larry starts with L. He's holding a letter that starts with L. There's a lamb. And there's a log cabin. There's some leaves. Let's see. I think we have got it all. Yeah, I think so. So this time when we sing the L part of the song, we just lift our feet and say, "Long-legged Larry says, Now we have a lot of singing to do. We have to go from A to L. So let's review our sounds before we start singing. A, B, K, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. All right. So it's important that we remember our sounds because our sounds will help us. When we put the sounds together, it helps us to read. Are you ready to sing? All right. A says A. A says A. Apple on the tree says A, A, A. B says B. B says B. Bobby with his bag says B, B, B. C says K. C says K. Curly-headed Colin says K, K, K. D says D. D says D. Drummer Dave says D, D, D. E says E. E says E. Egg in a cup says E, E, E. F says F. F says F. Fiona's funny feather says F, F, F. G says G. G says G. Gobbling goose says G, G, G. H says H. H says H. Harry Humphrey says H, H, H. I says I. I says I. Ink on the desk says I, I, I. J says J. J says J. Jello in a jug says J, J, J. K says K. K says K. Kitchen chair breaking says K, K, K. L says L. L says L. Long leg Larry says L, L, L. And that's that's where we'll stop today. Next time, we'll do another sound. And moms and dads, if you want to get more information about the Fun Family Phonics System, just go to the website www.funfamilyphonics.com and you'll get more information there. And moms and dads, if you enjoy my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. That will help me along. And boys and girls, it's time for us to say goodbye. We've done a lot of learning today. See you later, alligator, in a wild crocodile. Give a hug, ladybug, blow a kiss, jellyfish. Goodbye, boys and girls.